People sometimes assume that because I'm a professional photographer that I must use fancy cameras or systems to record and document for my photojournals. And the truth is, I mostly use my phone like 90% of the time. So today I wanted to share with you my documenting process, super simple, low tech, because I'm a low tech kind of photographer and I don't like complicated systems. So I wanted to share with you my very easy workflow on how I document for photojournaling using the phone. If you're new here, welcome to the Creative Archive. My name is Kelly Ferguson, and I like to offer low pressure, easy, attainable, achievable tips to photojournaling and documenting your life in a way that feels personal and meaningful to you. Now, I am recording this video on a new device because I am moving away from recording all of my videos for YouTube on my phone, and I'm branching out a little bit and trying a new method. So I am recording on my SG Cam action camera. So this is my first time recording a video on this, but I thought this is a good opportunity to test this camera out, use it, and start building workflow for myself. So I thought this would be the perfect way to get started with using this camera, so I can show you exactly what I do to document for photojournaling. So let's get started with that. Now, before I get started with the actual walkthrough on how I record and document and collect photos for my photojournal, I want to acknowledge that this idea came from one of my viewers, and so I really appreciate questions, ideas, things that you want to see. So this video 100% came inspired from a comment on one of my last videos. So I appreciate that, and I'm excited to share my process here. Now, the other thing is I want to preface like an expectation here. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Okay, so the very first thing about photojournaling is that it's not about documenting your whole life in every single entry. Photojournaling, I really think about as like noticing. It's a practice in noticing how you're feeling that day. Maybe there's a particular thought that is just really present for you. Maybe you're moving throughout your day and you're noticing an object. Maybe it's a scene you see playing out. Maybe it's an interaction you're witnessing in your family, right? So it's just something that like pulls you out of the moment, and you're just like noticing it, and there's something about it that moves you, strikes you, whatever it is, right? And so that's usually, there's some sort of impetus to what has you want to pull out your phone and like record it and take a snapshot of it. Follow those instincts, follow those impulses. That's really where the material comes for the photojournaling process. So that's where it starts. It starts with noticing, comes from an impulse within to want to pull out your camera and capture it. That's really where you want to start. I'm not getting super technical in this video on whether you need to expose, like how to set your phone up to expose a shot or what have you. We're doing low tech, low pressure here in this video, and so I'm not going to really get into that kind of stuff. When it comes to editing a photo, that is totally up to you how far you want to go with that. Again, I don't get very complicated with it. I'll show you what I do if I do some editing. It is very basic. Let's get started, and I'm going to show you just a couple of ideas and things that might capture my eye and what I might pull in for my photojournaling process. We're looking at my standing desk here where I record a lot of my flip through videos on photojournaling and all that kind of stuff. One thing I could do is I could take a photo of my workspace. It's pretty clean right now, but after I've done a video and there's craft supplies all over the place, sometimes I'll take photos of that, of just like the creative process. So like that's something that I tend to do just to kind of, document the process of something or that I might document here. I'm going to just take a photo of my desk area. Boom. Another thing, now we're just kind of going around my room, my office here at the moment. This piece here was hanging in a coffee shop and it caught my eye. And I'm also a bathrobe person. I know this isn't a bathrobe, it's like a samurai kind of robe thing. But anyway, there was something about the frog in the robe that like kind of was a blend of me, but also my grandmother. We called my grandmother Jessie Frog. She lived in Florida. She was a great person. And anyway, so was one of the first pieces that I like bought. I think it was $125, but really proud to buy it. I really love it. And I went and got a frame for it, and I just think it's really cool. So another thing I could do is just photograph kind of this piece of art. Boom. And that could be like a starting point for a journal entry. Just walking outside here in the neighborhood. The sun kind of has dipped a little bit. Another thing that tends to catch my eye quite a bit are like shadows on things, shadows on walls. It could be something as random as these like poles that I'm about to show you here. Is it that interesting? It doesn't need to be. Also wanted to show you like how I take self-portraits with my phone and how I set that up. So I'm gonna find a spot over here where I can show you how I do that. Now I have a tripod that I tend to set my phone in, but if you don't have a tripod, then you can always, you know, prop your phone up somewhere. I'm not going to get too detailed about that part, but I will show you kind of what I do to also get some self-portraits. Here's the tripod, okay? I'm going to kind of stand in this little area here. I think that's kind of intriguing. Again, you don't need to overthink this. I'm just deciding to pick something here. So you get to decide if you want to have it in landscape or portrait. We're going to go with portrait today. There are a couple ways you can do this. One is record video, which is what I'm going to do. And then we take screenshots of the video. Okay, we're doing low tech here. So what I'm going to do is hit record. A little crooked here, but that's okay. So we have that. The other way you can do it is the timer. If you want a photo. So I'm going to set this to 10-second countdown. Okay, and what you would do, so we're going to counting down. 3, 2, 1. We're going to go back into the house and carry on with this process. Here is one of my plant babies, and I'm kind of liking the way the light is coming in on it. So I'm actually going to grab a photo of this. I actually even kind of like my broken reflection in the pot too. That's kind of fun. Okay, let's turn on some lights in here. Okay, so now I'm going to pull the camera off this little tripod that I've got here and show you how I kind of grab the images from the footage we took. Okay, so let's do that next. This is one of the photos, and I actually kind of like it as it is, so I'm going to leave that one there. This one, for shits and giggles, I'll open the app there, maybe edit. I might bring this down a bit. Okay, and then let's see, I might choose like a filter. I do love black and white. I don't know if I love it in black and white though. But we're gonna go with it. So I'm gonna maybe amp up contrast a little film grain perhaps. Maybe I would want only the, like this, perhaps. So there's the single photo, okay? It's not the best. I'm not loving it. So I'm gonna see what we caught here in the video. So we're moving through. So kind of just, there's this. No, that's not bad. So we're going to pause it. Okay, you kind of have to wait until clear it like that, and then we're going to do a screenshot. Okay, grab that, and then let's keep going. Let's grab that. Okay. Let me grab this one. Okay. See if there's any others. Let me see. All right, there. See, this is the cool thing about the video is you can kind of stop it where you want it. Okay, so you get the idea with that, right? You go in and see if there's any I want to edit, like this one. Let's see. So one app, well, I'm not gonna, okay, I am gonna go into Snapseed and just show you, because there is one tool that I use in Snapseed, which is the healing tool. And if I want to like get rid of that little thing, I'll just do that. That might be the extent of editing I do here. So there's that. That's a little cleaner. Okay, and then I'm gonna crop down the wall there. Okay, and then I might look at, I do like the fine art one, and then I'm gonna just do a decrease the brightness a bit, contrast up, ambiance up, highlights, just kind of mess with these sliders a bit and call that one good. Okay, another screenshot we grabbed, this one, just inside the photo editor. I'm also on an Android phone, so if things may look different on a iPhone here, which I'm not going to walk through because I'm not an iPhone user. Okay, let's just pick, that's kind of cool. I like the warm tones. Let's see. Let's go with this one, but adjust some of the light balance a bit so I'm not so dark in the face, like that. Exposure. highlights. So you can kind of play with these, right? Saturation there. Temperature, sharpness. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna stop recording here and then show you kind of what I do printing wise. Right, now the most simple thing I would do from here would be to email myself the photos that I like. If you have your printer connected to your phone, you could do it through your phone, but I'm going to do it through my desktop. So I'm going to email them, download them, and then just send them through the printer. If you don't have a printer at home, the other option is to send them to Walgreens or CVS and have it printed that way. That would probably be the next easiest option. And you can get prints same day, especially if there's only like 1 or 2 photos, or you can also do like a batch, like build up a few and then batch print and then have several that you can like use in a project. But okay, we're doing like same day. So again, let me email these to myself and then catch you up from there. Okay, here's the first one. Boom. Okay, this is all very interesting to like record on a brand new device that I'm not super familiar with. We'll see what this footage looks like, but I'm going to take this self-portrait here and trim it down. And I like to use a ruler because I think it just does this quick and easy. You can use scissors if you want, but I find this method really quick and easy to do. Okay. And I might even trim a little of the ground in this one. Okay, so there's one. Okay, so I'm going to just glue this in. Now, I haven't really been thinking like ahead of like what I'm going to write about. What's this going to be? So from this point, I'm going to just give you some ideas of how I might approach from here, like a journal entry. Like this image, it could be about, let's see if this is gonna, I think I might need to turn this way. Okay, so like in this very moment, this picture is inspiring maybe like a gratitude entry. So I could write about that, maybe what I was grateful for that I experienced on this specific day. I could take this in a lot of different directions. It doesn't have to relate to the photo, but it can. So if you want to write about something completely non-related to this photograph, that is totally fine. If there is a feeling or an emotion that you get from the photograph, looking at it, you can incorporate that into your journaling, or you can leave it out. Thing to consider when you're setting up, like if you're going to do a self-portrait, for example, or you have an idea in mind of what you want to write about, maybe your photo isn't going to be necessarily used in your photo journal, but maybe in a zine, for example, and you know what the zine is going to be about. Capturing these images can be like supporting imagery for your story. I'm going to use this for like a photo journal entry. And I think I'll write about this YouTube video that I made in this tutorial, and I might kind of make a little entry about that. Really, you get to make it what you want, and the images just support that, or just add more context to what you're writing about. That's what I think photos can add to the journaling process. Layering in different types of communication. This is like a visual communication. You've got your, written word. You can do some art there. It's just all in support of expressing something, noticing something, and that kind of thing. So let's take a look at the other image while we're at it. Even if I was just interested in the design element of this and not so much the plant, I can cut that out and paste that into my journal. This is just if you happen to be like a plant person, for example. This is also another way you can like keep a plant journal. This is where this little baby plant started, and look how it's grown. You know, you can document that. Lots of different ways to approach this, but yeah, a plant journal just kind of occurred to me just now, and I think that would be kind of cool, actually. Okay, so in conclusion, I think that pretty much takes you through a general process of what I go through. Documenting something using the phone and then printing at home or at a CVS or Walgreens or something, I think would be the easiest. The other ways that I print include a couple of different mini printers that I have, and I think that'll be for like another video, like some of the different tools and printers I use. I just wanted to show you what my process is like, documenting with my phone and printing same day. But you don't have to document on the same day. You can build up a collection of photos if you want and have them all printed at the same time, and then kind of space out journaling from there. Or if you want to journal about like a specific theme, like maybe, well, here's one for you. Back in October, I did a whole month of self-portraits. So photographs for me have also been a way to have a more body acceptance. Now, and there's no quicker way to kind of analyze and reflect on what you think about your physical appearance than like seeing yourself in photographs, right? And I have done a lot of work on like body image and seeing myself in photographs, especially photographs that I don't think are particularly flattering. You know, like that has been a whole topic. Like, why do I think this picture isn't flattering? What is about it that isn't flattering? Where did I get that kind of messaging from? You know, that is a whole other topic that I could also go down, and I won't for this video, but like that could be a whole journal in and of itself, or like a journey toward body neutrality. You know, the possibilities with that are endless of what you could do. So that's like an idea of something that has like a particular theme, you know, for like a book or a zine or something, where the topic might be the same, you know, like a body image journal or a plant journal or a grief journal. So the photographs might all be kind of geared toward a specific theme or storyline. The other way would be just totally random, and each day is its own day, or each time you journal is its own thing and doesn't have like a consistent theme throughout it. So I hope that this was helpful and kind of gave you an idea of like my thought process and how I do photojournaling using my phone. And in making this video, there were a lot of other ideas that kind of came up. So if there's anything that I mentioned in here that you would like me to go into more depth around, do let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your feedback and what interests you, or what might be confusing, or what you might want me to elaborate on in future videos. So thank you again for the viewer who posed this question. This was a great video to make. I don't know how like it's all going to come together using this new camera, but here we are. Can't really say how the sound is going to come out on this because I haven't experimented much with that, so we're just working with whatever this piece of equipment has. So hopefully it won't be too bad. Yeah, definitely did not overthink the making of this, so it's a little rough and ready, but hopefully it was helpful. All right, I'll see you in the next video, and happy journaling.